What is up, guys, and welcome back to another hot take. So you guys know the drill. Let's get right into the video with the first hot take, and it comes from Mike, and he says The Rock as a professional wrestler is overrated. I never liked his in-ring performance. The first thing I want to say is that when you specify as a professional wrestler, does that mean that you like his movies? Because personally, I don't think The Rock is the best when it comes to his movie. Like, yeah, they're fun and all, but he's not a great actor. Anyway, secondly, his in-ring performance has always been good in my opinion, so I disagree with you. I think The Rock put on bangers with a bunch of people, and I think he was way ahead of his game back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, and when he did come back to have that match against John Cena in 2012, I really enjoyed it and thought it was great. So you know what? I'm a big Rock fan. The next hot take comes from Ollie, and he says that Cody Rhodes leaving AEW is actually a work, and let me break the news to you, it is not a work. Cody Rhodes is gone, and he is definitely coming to WWE. I'm calling it right now. D. Dotto says that having Goldberg face Roman is a great idea. You don't want to bury anyone before Mania at a Saudi pay-per-view like Ricochet a few years back, and there's no one except McIntyre or Sheamus on the roster that is worthy of facing Roman, and those two matches are obviously being saved for later pay-per-views, and this is actually spot on. Like, I don't know why people are upset with the fact of Goldberg competing against Roman, because honestly, he said it best, you don't really want anyone to just take a loss and this is just going to be a fun dream match that Roman Reigns can easily win before he goes on to wrestle against Brock Lesnar, and hopefully Seth Rollins gets added to that match as well. Steve's TV says that WWE superstars should stay in character in social media and in interviews, and I've been saying this for over a year now. Watch my video on not breaking kayfabe and why it is important and how it could change the wrestling business. Barnaby says that Seth Rollins has been the low-key MVP of the WWE over the last decade. He's always in either the main event scene, making an impact, helping out the mid-card get attention, and or giving wrestlers with not much to do decent feuds and great matches. Plus, he's probably the most loyal active wrestler in WWE right now, and that is not a bad take at all. Like, you can honestly make the argument and say that Seth Rollins has been the MVP for quite some time now. So Barnaby, I might agree with you right now, because I can't really think of anyone else who is the MVP in that aspect. Because if you look at someone like Roman Reigns, he has been part of the company for that entire time and has been a top guy, but a lot of people did not like him, whereas Seth Rollins has been universally liked for the last decade. D. Dotto comes back with another hot take saying that Dolph Ziggler going to NXT is a great idea. There's younger talent who need those championships on the main roster, so Dolph won't win them. Adding him to NXT makes him one of the bigger stars immediately and is already in the title picture, and it's not a bad idea. I actually really enjoy the idea of people going down to NXT and wrestling over there, because first off, it creates fresh matchups, especially for the person on the main roster who is going down to NXT, but secondly, it adds a lot of veteran experience, and all those young guys in NXT could use someone like Dolph, who's been in the big matches, in the big pay-per-views with tons of people in the crowd, so it's a good thing for everybody. Lex says that the Universal title feels more prestigious than the WWE title at the moment, and I have a feeling that'll continue when Roman eventually drops the title. And personally, I disagree, because I feel like it's all about who the champion is at the time. It is the man who makes the championship. It is not the championship who makes the man. So it really depends on who wins the championship, because right now I feel like Bobby Lashley is a great WWE champion, but when Big E had the belt, it didn't feel as prestigious just because he wasn't in the main event scene for that long. I'm not saying he's a bad champion. I'm just saying I didn't view it as Roman Reigns' level, just because, like I said, he wasn't main event status worthy at the time, which is something that WWE needs to do in order to really make Big E feel like that big star, which I've said in the past that I think he needs to be more serious when it comes to his character work. D. Dotto again says the Miz's booking recently has made him feel a lot more important than he's been in the last few years. And yeah, I totally agree, and that's what I mean, that it all comes down to booking. You can literally take somebody who is a loser, just book him well for a couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 months, and they feel like a star. That is all up to the WWE and whoever is writing these storylines and making these wrestlers look strong and whatnot. The Klooch says that I love Cesaro, but good lord, can the man not cut a promo to save his life? And I got nothing to say. That is just true. Cesaro on the microphone isn't the best. Like, yeah, he's improved a lot since first coming into the WWE, but the man really cannot cut a promo to save his life. That's so funny. And that's why I think Cesaro definitely needs a manager, and he would thrive if he was given a proper manager like a Paul Heyman or like an MVP. Someone like that could definitely bring Cesaro up to the main event level, because he's got the in-ring work. He just needs that mic piece around him. Wallace Brother says, I feel like this WrestleMania might be the greatest one. We've had so many low pay-per-views these past months, but maybe they were not giving their best in storylines and saving it all for WrestleMania. And I love the optimism. I really do. Like, it's great to see it, but I don't think I can agree with that whatsoever. I don't want you to feel disappointed or bummed out with my take. I just don't think WrestleMania is going to be the best show because a lot of the times WWE doesn't really care too much. The Klooch is back and he says, from a technical skill perspective, Pac is arguably the best wrestler in the world currently. No, that title goes to Daniel Bryan, or should I say Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler. Mason says that WWE is kind of right to not push EC3 due to the fact that at the time there were so many other talented guys on the roster who needed their time in the spotlight. And no, that's wrong. EC3 should have been a much bigger deal in WWE and they dropped the ball big time. I thought he had the mic work, he had the body, he had the physique, he had the in-ring work. Like, he's not the best in the ring, but he could have a good match because he's big and believable. Like, they really messed up big time, and right now he's doing some good shit out on the independent circuit. Jordan says that wrestling will hit another boom period in a couple of years, and I really hope so. I don't know if that is going to happen. Like, I don't believe it will, but I really hope so. Like, I'm pretty pessimistic right now, and I like the optimism you guys are showing, but you can't trust the wrestling world right now because it's been kind of dead for quite some time now. But I do see with all the SmackDown, Peacock, USA deals, I do see that WWE is trying a little bit more. They got Ronda Rousey back, they got Brock Lesnar wrestling full-time basically, Edge is back, Stone Cold might come back, John Cena's definitely going to show up later down the line, and they're building new stars. So maybe, you know what, maybe it could be great in a couple of years. We'll wait and see. The Klooch, he comes back and he says that Alpha Academy is the only thing keeping people watching Raw. Bobby does not feel like a legit champion, and Brock almost is never there, so it has fallen onto Chad Gable to carry the show, and for the most part he has done a good job. And like I just said before, I feel like Bobby Lashley is definitely a legit champion. I don't agree with your take on that. And when it comes to Brock Lesnar, he's been a lot more active than he's ever been in like the last decade, so I would disagree with that as well. But I will agree that Alpha Academy is one of the best things about Raw right now. I've been saying this forever. If you just give this man an opportunity, he will shine. And that is exactly what is happening. I love the feud between Alpha Academy and RK Bro. Supreme says that I think fans would be down to see Danielson, Moxy, and Punk form a faction to help elevate the younger talent, and I'd rather see them not bring in any younger talent. I would rather see these guys try to form a storyline, make you care, create a storyline where they're like, you know what, we don't want the younger talent taking our spot. Like, now we see why Vince McMahon was like that before in the WWE, and why the other wrestlers had that kind of mentality, and do that, then you build up a new faction to take down the Danielson, Moxy, and Punk faction. That's not a bad idea. That's what I would do. The Klooch says that Finn Balor is the biggest waste of talent in WWE history, and as a Finn Balor mark and a big fan of him, I honestly can't disagree with that. I feel like Finn Balor could have been a main event star, and the WWE just did this man so dirty. Like, I can't think of anybody else on the top of my head who was done more dirty than him. Maybe Bray Wyatt might be the only exception. Those two could have literally been cornerstones for the WWE, and they just did them dirty. Maybe Bray Wyatt was done more dirty, to be honest with you. Finn Balor might be second, Bray is first. The Klooch also says that Shane McMahon is overrated AF, and no, he's not. You're wrong. Shane McMahon is a legend. He's one of the best things about the Attitude Era, and people love Shane O'Mac. A lot of the casuals love him. He does crazy shit. He's put his body on the line for the WWE and its entertainment and to entertain all the fans, so I respect him. I don't think he's overrated at all. And the last hot take says that Matt Cardona is one of the best wrestlers since being released by WWE, and that is totally correct. If I am WWE, I would do anything in my power to bring him back once he is done with this run, because the man has been killing it. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you all in the next video.